You know what sound that is, folks? You betcha. Another noon whistle. I'm Chris Stradier.
And I'm John Anzalone, and I am here at the Matheson Memorial Library, and we're going to go find Chad and Sarah today and talk to them about the library and all the wonderful things that are going on here.
I love it. Let's go for a walk.
Let's take a walk and see who I can find here.
All right.
I'm in the lobby now, so we got to kind of go from here.
But, there you go.
I think I spotted Chad and Sarah up here in the family room.
There they are. Look at them. They're waving at you.
Friends and family of the Matheson Memorial Library. Well, I'm going to come up and see you guys, okay?
Sounds good. I think you can rent that space if you wanted to.
I think you can too. Let's make our way
going
through.
Right in.
I'm going in, but you got to be quiet so you don't disturb anybody in here, Chris.
Yeah, I've never been quiet.
Because I'm amazed at the people that are in and out of here. This is a busy place.
Yeah, don't fall. What a beautiful facility. Holy cow. I've never been upstairs.
You haven't been upstairs?
No.
Look at that. It is beautiful. It is beautiful. I'm finding my way. Hopefully I'm going the right way to the Friends of Matheson Memorial Library. I think I found it. All right. Hey, I'm going to head in. Why don't you
let's switch over.
All right. Thanks.
Hey, Chad and Sarah, how are you doing?
Good.
How are you?
Good. You got a third chair. I think we're just waiting for him. He may be huffing and puffing a little bit. He had those stairs. So thanks for being on Noon Whistle. Chad, this is your second time being on the Noon Whistle.
It is. This is my second appearance. So thanks for giving me another
Sarah,
shot.
You're first.
Yes.
So, all right. So John just gave a wonderful tour of it. There he is. John just gave a wonderful tour of the Matheson Library. John, thanks for that walking tour. Everybody can see what it looks like. Let's talk a little bit about the Matheson Library, what we want to feature and talk about today. And then we'll go through some upcoming events and get everybody back to lunch. What do you think?
Yeah.
Sounds good.
First of all, for our viewers, Chris, where is the Matheson Memorial Library, Chad?
So we are at 101 North Wisconsin Street, right in downtown Elkhorn. A lovely building. Half of it was built in 1931, the rest in 2004. So if you come downtown, you really can't miss us.
All right, Sarah.
Yes.
Hours of operation.
So we are open Monday through Thursday, 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. and Fridays, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturdays, 9 to 2.
Awesome. All right, Chris, we're off and running. We know where we are and we know when we're open. Let's go.
What do you think, Sarah and Chad, what do you think sets the Matheson Memorial Library apart from others? Like, obviously, you're going to have a little biased opinion, and you should. But just tell the viewers on Walworth County's #1 podcast on what sets the Matheson Library apart.
Well, first off, I think we have an amazing staff. Sarah is our circulation supervisor. She's one of our 4 department managers. And we just have some wonderful people serving this community. We're very approachable, very friendly. And believe it or not, we love talking books. So we really enjoy making recommendations. We run several different book clubs. We always have a slate of programs that you can find on our online calendar. So there's really just, you don't usually equate library and action, but there's a whole lot of action going on at this library. Sarah, what do you think?
It's also our community is very supportive, and we have an awesome Friends of the Library group that helps. They do various programs and events throughout the year. Without their help, we wouldn't be able to do a lot of our programming. But again, it's the community. Everybody embraces the library. We have nothing but really good interactions with our patrons, and without our patrons, we wouldn't be here.
Well, you guys talk books, but there's so much more to do here, to look at here, to research here. And you talked about being active. Like, there's a lot of programs here too that people can get involved in, correct?
We do, absolutely. There's not a month that goes by that we don't have a couple of things going on for kids, for teens, and for adults. And of course, this is sort of the best time to find out about us because September is National Library Card Sign-Up Month. So we're pretty excited about that.
Do you do events that go outside the library?
We do. I mean, we have outreach, so we do have different staff that go out to our schools. So we have a great partnership with the Elkhorn School District. We do visit our assisted living facilities and offer programs. Tanner has done his Dungeons and Dragons program at Lake Geneva. So we branch out not just within the city limits, but within the county.
Well, I've heard there's a guy around here a time or two that's done like history walks and things like that around town. Do you know anything about that?
Couple of guys, actually. So right now, Jeff Rosendahl, one of our library assistants, is our walking tour guy, and that's become a really wonderful summer tradition where he'll pick a theme. Last year, we looked at area churches. This year, we went and explored the Walworth County Fairgrounds. You'll have to wait and see what we do in 2025, but we always have a lot of people come out for that. And it's always a great time, and believe it or not, kind of educational too.
Yeah.
So,
You have an area where you have some computers too. Do you have to have a library card to use a computer, or can anybody come in and use a computer?
so we encourage you to have a library card. If you don't have one, and for a reason I can't imagine you wouldn't want one, we can give you guest
true.
passes.
Yeah, sorry I brought that up.
I know, wow. But yeah, so we do have about 9 public access computers. On top of that, we have a really nice Wi-Fi network. We have a mobile printing station, so you can print from the computers, or you can send jobs directly from your phone or your tablet to have those printed directly. And there's still a fair amount of faxing being done in this day and age, so we do offer faxing services here too. What we can't do, we like to share the load with our community partners. We have a couple of really nice local companies that also offer services like that. So we'll be the first to refer our patrons to them.
So you have another room, large room, connected to the library in between where you enter.
Mm-hmm.
Who uses that?
So that is the community center, and just like it sounds, it's for the community. We do most of our library programs in there. A lot of our support programs with the Friends happen there, including Trick or Trivia coming up next month, which is almost sold out. And we also offer it for rent for private events to families who want to do things like a wedding shower or a birthday party, things like that. Sarah actually works pretty closely with the community center, so it's a pretty valuable resource.
Okay, what's your specialty here?
So I'm the circulation supervisor. So I'm in charge of running our circ department, which is essential to the library. Our circ staff are the ones that usually are the first interaction that patrons will have when they come into the library to get a library card, to check out, manage their accounts, answer general questions, things like that. So I kind of oversee the whole department.
Nice. So you guys are
Sarah,
busy.
What's
Go ahead.
popular in circulation right now? What are some of the popular books out there? Any off the top of your head? We won't hold it to you.
So right now, there's a couple books. The Women by Kristen Hanna has a pretty big wait list, and Jodi Picoult just came out with her new book. We have also just started circulating Tonys, which are the little, there's Disney characters, and you get like an audio box that you put the character on, and it reads the story, plays songs. That's something new that we added this year, and those have been checking out quite a bit.
So the Trottier family does a lot of reading, especially my oldest college student. And she encouraged my wife, I've never heard of this, to literally, there was an author where she was reading 2 books at the same time. I forgot the name of it, but it was designed that way. It was the craziest thing.
Okay.
Yeah. So I wish I had that author, but I don't. So Mary Trottier, if you're on social media, chime in here on comments.
Please let us know.
Have you ever heard of people, readers, that read the last page first?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Tell me why that is.
Well,
Expert opinion. I want your expert opinion.
We'll give both of our opinions. Mine is, I think, finding a book is kind of like taking a chance or going on a date. So maybe some people want to really, really look between the covers and try to see what they're getting into. Or maybe they took a stab at it and just couldn't make it to the end and decided to see how it all ends up.
Okay.
A real nice rule of thumb that I like to tell people is Nancy Pearl's 50-page rule. So if you don't like it in 50 pages, you're probably not going to like the rest. And life is short, so maybe then pick another book, or let us help you pick a book.
There's plenty of books to choose from.
Yeah.
the same with me. I've peeked ahead. I've looked at the last page. And I know some of my book discussion attendees, they do the same thing. They said they just can't wait and they need to know what happens before they read the whole book. So
I've heard of people doing that, and it always puzzled me, like, you're going to know the ending before you start the first page. But for some people, that probably makes sense.
Well, if you don't want to take the chance, we do have a service here called Tailored Titles, and you can go on our website and just kind of pour your heart out to us. Let us know what you like to read, and especially what you don't like to read. And then our team will come back to you within 3 days with 3 titles that we picked that we think you're going to like.
Okay.
That's cool.
So, yeah, so be sure to try that out. It's always, it helps to have a lot of suggestions when you're picking that important book, especially if you're just getting into reading or you don't read a lot.
What about audiobooks? Do you have
there
a
you go.
service for audiobooks?
We do. We still have physical audiobooks in the audio room, which is just a short distance from the Friends room that we're in. And we have 2 different online services where you can download e-audiobooks and e-books. One of them is Libby. The other is called Hoopla.
Okay. 2 questions for you. So if I go to your website, which is at?
It's going to be elkhorn.lib.wi.us.
Okay. Is that an area that would be good for someone to do research? And then how has AI affected libraries?
So to answer your first question, we think it's a real good way to get to know the library. And in terms of online tools, we do have a page on the site dedicated to different databases that you can use, including some homegrown ones like our ongoing Elkhorn Independent Digitization Project, which now runs from 1855 up to 1930.
Wow.
That's going to keep growing. And then we have a series of oral history interviews that we did just the year prior to COVID with some local longtime residents of Elkhorn, some of which are no longer with us. So yes, there is a great amount of opportunities for research. In terms of AI, I think it will make an impact. I think we're still kind of waiting to see what that impact's going to be, to kind of see, where we can fit into that. And since we're in the information business first and foremost, hopefully we'll be able to help other people with best practices going forward with AI.
All right.
So,
I have one last question before we go to announcements. What's the oldest technology you still have in the library?
you mean outside of books?
Well played. Like, do you have floppy disks, microfiche, like any of those still lurking around?
Yeah, we still have our microfilm machine with all the rolls of film. We have cabinets.
I'd also say maybe our record collection. Vinyl's
Nice.
big again these days, so we've got
It is.
to check out.
It is. That's great. The reason I brought that up in high school one time, John, we were cleaning out one of the storage areas and we found floppy disks.
Oh,
And we brought it over to Mr. Eisterloth's cybersecurity class for the kids to figure out what that was. And they just stared at us really funny. So
Awesome.
well, that's great. Well, we really appreciate you guys being on. It's awesome. And, there's so much going on and you guys are such a center of the community. Why don't you talk a little bit? We got a banner running at the bottom here with 2 key events, but why don't you guys talk about what's up and coming, announcements, new and exciting at the Matheson Memorial Library before we jump off.
Chris, before we do that, can we
go ahead,
back up just a minute? Just a slight backup.
Yeah, go ahead.
It'll be fast. I need to get a library card, and I thought now would be a good time and maybe show people how easy it is to get one.
I love it.
All right.
Yeah, so September is library card sign up month. So we're encouraging residents to come in and sign up for a card if you haven't gotten one. If you haven't visited us in a while, we did see a little bit of, we're still seeing people coming back since the pandemic, that they're walking in and saying that's the first time they've been in since 2020, 2021. Now is a great time to touch base with us, get your library card renewed or sign up. John did stop in yesterday and filled out the application. So we already have it ready to go. It just takes a couple of minutes. So here is your card, John. You are ready to
Look
start.
at you.
It's official.
Our library, you can check out, you can access our digital resources. It gives you a lot of different things that you can.
There's a lot here. I would encourage people to do it. It took me less than 5 minutes to fill that out, give my information, and we were on our way.
Awesome.
And
I'm a
part
card
of-
holder now.
Part of September library card sign up month too is we're doing kid librarian for the day. So if you are between the ages of 5 and 12, if you sign up for a library card, you can enter in to become our first kid librarian of the day in October. So they will be kind of doing an in-depth, hands-on, behind the scenes of the library, helping to catalog books, checking in, checking out, processing the books, helping with story time, and building a display. So if you already are a card holder, if you stop in and just touch base with us, renew your card, get a replacement if you need one, and let us know you're interested in being a kid librarian, we can get you entered and we'll announce the winner in October.
Can I sign up for that?
Awesome.
You're a little older, but
Am I?
we can
All
see
right.
what we can do. And yeah, they're going to be an honorary member of staff. It's October 24th, which is a no school day.
Mhm.
So you're going to
Oh,
spend a
great.
few hours with us and see what life is like over here in the library. So
Yeah.
we're excited about that.
You got, it's all yours. What events have we got coming?
Okay.
Yeah.
So we do have a big puzzle competition coming up that's part of all the libraries in the area. Our version of it is going to be on September 28th, Saturday. There's still some room to sign a team of 2 to 4 people up for that. And the top 2 winners are going to go on to the semifinals where they're going to compete against the other Walworth County libraries. And then the winners of that are going to go to a Super Bowl, if you will, of puzzle competitions that will happen sometime in December at a location to be disclosed. Personally here, one of the big things we're getting ready for is Trick or Trivia, which is one of our Friends events. This fundraiser has become a real favorite in this area. All of the funds raised goes directly to our kids and adult programs. So much fun. You can get your team together. We have like 4 slots left, so you might want to move fast, but teams up to 8 people. Costumes are encouraged. There's a costume contest. We're going to have food provided by Mama T's.
Ooh,
And we
Nice.
have a bartender on site, so it is a grown-up program, but we've never not had fun. Trivia is fierce, competition is tight, but fun is had by all. So we're really looking
It's
forward
awesome.
to it.
Awesome. All right. Well, thanks for being on. John, anything else?
no, hey, thank you for coming on today, Chris. I know you're not feeling the best and we appreciate you being here.
Hey,
Yeah.
nothing slows down the noon whistle. I'm going to close with some different music here, John, in honor of the passing of James Earl Jones.
All right.
For those of you who grew up listening and watching him act, let's close with this.
What a great voice.
Have a good one.